going to move into talking about more of the timesheet, right? And we talked a little bit about the timesheet, but I should show you some examples in a second of a timesheet. So, system employees generally have the routine, the schedule, right? We looked at the schedule. So using the daily sign-in, sign-out sheet, let's go to the next page here. And this could be, as you can see, this is a nice, simple 1 month calendar, basically, right? And so the employee can, just put in on the 1st, I came in at 9, ended at 11. But if they're coming back, and they're doing the 5 to 7 shift, they can just put in 5 to 7 on that same day, right? So now it's a nice, simple, you can use this for a whole month. Great on paper, no wasting paper, that's for sure. So that's one way to do it. And then what we'll do is we'll bring up another timesheet that was done, that can be done, is it PDF one we have or an Excel?
It's a PDF, this one.
PDF, perfect. So this is a PDF one.
So once again, for those that are online, you can make this a lot bigger by clicking the little icon on the right-hand corner that looks like 4 arrows pointing out or in, I'm not sure. It's right beside the share, right at the right-hand corner. So we're going to make it a little bit bigger for us to see also.
So again, it's just another way of doing it, right? So this is just a long way, right? And so the work shift, day shift, night shift. So there's, so, if you, in general, it's a good idea to have different employees for different kinds of shifts. That makes things nice and clean, right? So it's good to hire someone to do night shifts, for example, especially if you're paying them a flat rate, right? Mixing them doing night shift and a day shift, it can get a little muddy in regards to making sure that your document. This particular timesheet helps you document those crazy person that does daytime and nighttime. They're not really crazy. They're just a situation is that you want to make sure that you don't get caught up with employment standards issues, right? So because the night shift gets paid a different rate, perhaps, than a day shift.
Right.
So by actually having this particular one, with your 2 different kinds of shifts, it makes it really clean. They're signing off on it that they did it. It's documented. If you have troubles down the road, you've got signed off saying, okay, that's what they agreed to do.
So who fills this one in? Do you as the employer?
You have a choice to have the employee do it or you to do it, right? Okay. For me personally, I keep track of the schedule on my computer. I email it to my accountant, and then my accountant actually prints this out for me already completed. The employee then can look at it through their own schedule, make sure that it's all correct.
Right.
If they feel it's all correct, they sign
it, and then you get a check.
Right, and then you get their check.
Okay. Because you're asking your accountant to do this extra step for you, there's at a cost, or is that sort of part of the package?
It's usually part of the package.
Okay.
It can be a separate cost depending upon how you've structured it with your accountant. So at Individualized Funding Resource Center, we have a payroll person that does it and does it as a package. So in our case, they go directly to your home. We'll write the checks for you, do the timesheets, do everything for you through the Individualized Funding Resource Center. So the next slide is what the accountant actually will produce based on the timesheet. And this is the pay stub. And what's really nice, what's really important is to be, again, if you're having a day shift and a night shift, to make sure that that's really clear on the pay stub. That you shouldn't just mix it all together, which is what we find some accountants do.
Oh, I see.
Is that, if you're paying a $100 night shift, but then paying an hourly rate during the day, you need to keep those 2 things separate. And that's what you're showing here is a day shift. The day shift, this person got 96 hours, night shift, or $96, I guess. The day shift, and then it's got $329 for the night shift. So, so it makes it really clean and clear, right? That's our 2 separate shifts. When it comes to vacation paid already, all that information needs to be there. vacation earned, because you accumulate 4% of your vacation, as we discussed before.
Yes.
And that information should continue to be informed to the employee. So the employee should always know what's been accumulating. And so you would want your payroll person to provide that information to your employee. So as you can see in the top right corner, for example, that's the gross pay that someone's earned in that particular pay period was $773. But for the entire year, they've gotten over $2,900, right? Kind of thing. So again, so it gives them the basic information that they would need to be able to keep track of. Somewhere here, there's vacation pay that's been paid.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, exactly. Earned and exactly.
So, sorry, an accountant does this. Is there ever a time where an individual would be doing all of this?
Absolutely. If you have some knowledge in regards to accounting, you can actually do your own accounting.
Okay.
Through the Cecil program, you're allowed to purchase Simply Accounting, for example.
Yes.
And you can use that. You can purchase it yourself and get reimbursed through the Cecil program. But the intent is that then you don't need to use an accountant, right?
Right.
So, you can't do an accountant and get your Simply Accounting. Okay.
Perfect.
So this can be printed out through the Simply Accounting process as well. And if you've got the experience with that, you can do that.
Yeah. If you have the experience,
and even if you have the experience, a lot of people, even though they know how to do it, have chosen not to do it because of the headache of keeping all the numbers, and you're trying to live life, right? If somebody else can handle it, then that's great.
Definitely. This sample pay stub was of an actual individual, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah. So normally in the top left corner would be the person's name, their perhaps their address, perhaps basic information. When did they start working for you? Those kinds of things would be in the top corner. So this is what an actual one would look like.
So the next thing a couple slides ago, we talked about a task timesheet. So a task sheet example. Tongue-tied there. What is that?
So this is really important, I think, because there's some staff that are able to really recognize what needs to be done and go ahead and do it, but they don't always know what other people have done. So this is a very basic one, but you can use all kinds. And we talked about technology earlier, right? There's lots of apps and stuff now on chores. And we've just started at our home a new chore one as well. And I wish we just literally started it, and I should have got the name of it. But
that'd be helpful.
Ask me for that. Anybody can ask me for that. They can send us an email, and I'll get that to you. But it's a really nice one because it takes each room, and you can do what you want to be done in each of the rooms. So
you can
it gives you, you can add and delete the ones, right? So they give you a bunch of examples of things that need to be done. So like changing your bed sheets, for example, they're here, right? These kinds of things are on, right? Because you want to make sure at least once or twice a week you're changing your bed sheets, right? So what happens on this app is that actually once it's been done, its little star gets put onto it, and then everybody sees that it was done and when it was done.
Nice.
Right?
That's great.
So that's the same concept of this paper one, right? It's just electronicized, right? So, cleaning the wheelchair, if you're doing that once a week, you might want to schedule that for a specific day. As you can see in the cleaning area in green, those are the days that, obviously this person has chosen that they want to have the fridge to be cleaned, for example.
Gotcha. Right.
In regards to the bathtub and, that kind of stuff, those are the days that those are going to be done. It's either in the white or the green, whatever it is, right? So laundry, it looks like it is the green. The laundry in this particular case is done on Tuesdays and Sundays. So again, it all depends on your employee.
Yes.
And I'll be honest with you, for me, this sheet doesn't come out usually unless I have an employee that's just not able to see it themselves, right? When it comes to laundry, if the hamper is full and they're not doing the laundry, and there's time to do the laundry, that means the person needs a bit more help in regards to prioritizing the duties. It's not that they don't want. It's not that they don't want to. Maybe they're not just recognizing it, right? everybody's got their own skills again, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
So again, the ones that are real cleaners and stuff will probably make sure that laundry's always done,
Right.
right? So you have to make a decision about when you want to use a task sheet like this. But this is a great sheet and something that I have used and continue to use from time to time. But like I said, now I use an app. But
Yeah, the app's awesome.
Yeah,
great idea.
Yeah, no, really liking
Once
the app.
again, going back, do you have an iPhone? You can have that as a hiring criteria.
Yes,
Yeah.
no.
Are you an Apple, Mac?
What we need to figure out though is there's a way to. I'm sure with the Android phone, there's the apps that we can combine them both. I just haven't found that one yet. My wife Sarah, she has a company called I Empower You, so she's a real iUser, right? So she does a lot of Apple stuff. So yeah, so this this task, is there anything on here? Yeah, so this is all basic stuff, right?
Yep.
So, all right.
Okay, so yeah, it's great because I wasn't really sure what the whole idea behind a task sheet is all about. So,
and at the Individualized Funding Resource Center, we're going to have some really easy done up templates soon.
Yes.
On all these things and stuff, so that people will be able to just grab some more of our templates, so that they can just all they need to do is change the tasks, right? So we'll get working on that.